Well, a true life story turned novel is now coming to the big screen.
And Jim Ferguson, of course, sat down with the big stars that are bringing this story to the big screen.
Good morning. Our Hollywood happening today is the current release Miracles from Heaven, which is based on a popular novel and the astonishing true story of a girl rescued by an accident. Martin Henderson plays the father and the rock of the family, while Euginio Derbez stars as a Boston doctor.
You know, when you look at your character, Dr.
Nurko, Samuel Nurko.
Nurko, he's a pediatric oncologist.
Yes, he's a gastroenterologist, and his specialty is pseudo-obstruction motility disorder.
Okay.
It's a very rare medical issue that it has no cure at all until now.
You have to admire these doctors in that field. Would you agree?
Absolutely. You know, one of the things that surprised me when I was getting trained for the role, I told all these doctors that were training me, how can you live on a daily basis watching all these kids, knowing that you cannot help him because there's no cure for this disease? And they were like, well, that's the way you see things. We see things in a different way. We think that we help them to have a better quality of life. So probably there's no cure, and that's very sad. But at the same time, we're giving them at least quality of life for weeks, months, or probably years.
And I imagine that's why so many of these doctors, like the doctor you play, use humor and comedy and laughter as good medicine.
Yeah. Because I asked Dr. Nurko about why he was doing this with kids, and he said, well, first of all, because when they come with me after I have a 9-month waiting list, so when they come with me it's because they went through a lot of doctors before, hospitals, and a lot of painful process. So I need to make them relax and get rid of this fear they have. But at the same time, I felt the same thing, that it was also a kind of a medicine for both, for the kid and for the doctor, so he can get rid of the pain a little bit.
This loving little girl going through this.
I think your daughter is lactose intolerant.
Acid reflux.
Everything looks okay.
Everything's fine.
Everything is not fine. There's something wrong with our little girl.
Mrs. B, you need to calm down.
I'm not leaving this hospital until I know what's wrong with my daughter.
Unfortunately, the tests confirm that she's very ill. There is currently no cure for Anna's condition.
Doctor, please, this is our little girl. I'm scared, Mom. Me too. We're not giving up.
But do you agree that your character, Kevin Beam, is the glue to the family?
I think they're all the glue. I think Kevin's one, and the glue being love. I think what he does is, out of his love for his family, he stays committed and he holds down the fort, so to speak. But I think Christie's absolute conviction that something is wrong with her daughter outside of what the medical profession is telling her, and that mother's intuition and that insistence and that demanding that her daughter gets help is also another form of love. So I think they're all. And that's what's beautiful about this story. The Beams in real life are an example of what the values of family really are. And when we stick together, because statistically, when something like this happens, when a child's essentially given a death sentence, and the family has to try to work their way through the emotions of that, the family tends to fall apart. Just statistically speaking, that's what happens. And in this case, they didn't. They came together. And it wasn't that there wasn't conflict and it didn't create friction. Of course it did, but they trumped that because of their faith.
On the ocean. We need a solution. We need it now.
And we'll get it.
How?
By not losing our faith.
How long you been married? 14 years. Free her from this. Can you even hear me?
This is my fight.
Well, in my opinion, Miracles from Heaven is a story about a family battling impossible odds, a modern-day story of love, family, and faith. It's uplifting, to say the least. Directed by Patricia Riggin, who also directed the inspirational true story The 33, was given a strong cast to work with. I'm sure there are going to be some doubters, but as a film, I like positive. My grade, a B-.